Hey guys, it's me. We're going to do a shoulder workout today. I realize it's been a while since I've gone through a full shoulder day with you, and today is actually one of my deload days. So I'm not going to go super heavy. I'm not going to go all out. So it'll be a little less intensity and even a little bit less volume, but I thought that might be cool to see too, so I'm not always showing you like my most intense exercise. We'll do a shoulder warm up, we'll go through the session, and then do a little bit of a cool down, and that'll be it today. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm not doing my pre-workout today either because I'm not going all out, and I tend to deload right before I'm gonna have my period because this is when our hormones are the lowest. This is when I don't even feel the best. I sometimes don't even want to come to the gym, and that's okay. You can totally take time off around this time of the month too. I feel better when I move, and I go anyways, even though it can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes mentally, but once I get there I tend to have less cramps, just my energy is a little bit better, my mood is a little bit better because the gym just makes me happy. So I go anyways during and throughout my period. This is just when I tend to make sure that I deload, so I kind of am intuitive with timing of that, you know? Yeah, so pre-workout is what I was saying is also a lot of caffeine. You don't really want a whole lot of caffeine in the late luteal phase too, because it can kind of mess with your hormones. So I know I did a little bit of babbling, but I kind of have a little bit of floaty brain right now, and that's also a symptom of premenstrual symptoms. My friend who's a hormonal coach told me that, and I'm like, wait, I'm not the only one that has brain fog before my period. She's like, no, that's definitely normal. So if you have brain fog right before your period, you're not alone. That's enough chit chat. Let's get to the meat of the workout and a little shoulder burn. Are you ready? I'm ready. Recently, I've started giving my shoulders a little bit of extra love just because I have really tight posterior capsules, which is just back of your shoulder, and it prevents me from getting the best overhead presses. I really notice on any time I do handstand practice. Plus, it can get a little pinchy if I'm not careful. So doing these warm-ups is kind of like corrective exercise. A little bit of physical therapy, but preventatively, so I can keep my shoulders nice and healthy and have really good lifts. So I do prone swimmers, which you just saw me doing. Then I'll do I's, Y's, and T's. So basically you just take your hands into those positions, the I position, Y, and T. So then you just squeeze your shoulder blades together and make sure you're getting your muscles between your shoulder blades fired up. Then I'll do some scapular depressions, just reaching my arms overhead and squeezing my shoulder blades down and together. Then I'll finish with the band doing no money's, abductions, hammer curls, and then overhead press. I'll do either 30 seconds each or count about 15 reps. And if you do these right, they burn so much. Like, these are killer. You want to keep your wrist in line with your elbows, keeping the tension on the band the entire time. And sometimes I have to take a little break just because that's how intense it is. Then after these, I'll get started into my shoulder workout for the day. So let's hit it. Okay, so we start with military press. Usually I'll use a barbell, but all the barbells were taken today, so I am using one of the preloaded bars, which is okay because I'm not going my heaviest today, so just using the 70 preloaded bar was enough, and I did 3x5, resting about 2 minutes. Then for more shoulder volume, I go on to do a seated overhead dumbbell press. Normally I would use 30s, but for my deload, this time I used 20s, and honestly, they just felt heavier today. I swear, you can kind of make your own resistance by just having a strong mind-muscle connection and making sure that technique is so on point. I wanted to show you how I set up the reverse fly machine, because a lot of times when I give my clients this exercise, they have questions on how to set it up, because you can also do the chest fly on it. So you need to move the bars all the way to the back and then sit facing the machine. And I like to set up the handles so that they're slightly under shoulder level. Broaden your chest, broaden your collarbones. Start by already retracting your shoulders and then fly out by squeezing your posterior delt, the back of your shoulder, all the way to the mid traps. So that was that one. I did 3 sets of 12, also a little lighter than I typically would do. Then here I am doing lateral raise to front raise. Usually I separate these and just go heavier and rest a little bit longer in between, but today I just grabbed 10 pounds, 3 sets of 10 each way. Just got a little bit of a shoulder burn, but we're not going as high a volume today with that. Sometimes in a busy gym, you have to be creative. Normally, I do skull crushers and rope pushdowns, but those were taken, and all the benches were taken. So I just hopped on the easy bar machine, got myself in a relatively flat back position, and I went for some tricep kickbacks. The key here is to keep your elbow high and to engage your triceps to straighten your arm back behind you with control. Then I did a single arm just on a random machine. Again, it was busy, so being creative to do a tricep push down, one arm at a time on this rando machine, but hey, it worked. I was looking down, I was looking at my triceps shaking, and I just did 3 sets of 10 here with not too heavy a weight, and that was my entire workout. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what I do for my deload week. And then you bet your bet, we are going to take off the Converse and get in a wonderful stretch to finish it off. You can see in all of these, just as a heads up, that I sped it up. So my stretches are sped up ×4, and all the workouts were double time. So I go a lot slower than what it may seem, but I didn't want this video to take forever either, because I know we all have things to do, people to see, right? Successful deload workout, guys. Sometimes it's hard to not push as hard as you can, but it's so worth it. I know once I get through this period, this menstrual phase, back into the first half of my cycle, into the follicular, saving my energy now is going to help me so much more when I actually have it, so I don't just push through for no reason. There's a method to the madness. I like to keep this in mind and to make sure that I'm working out strategically, not just pushing myself and doing junk volume for no reason. So I feel good about today's workout. I finished it in like 45 minutes and then did a little extra stretch and warm up at the beginning. So I was there a total of like 1 hour, which I think is perfect. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you in next video. Let me know what you want to see. If you have workout questions, fitness, physical therapy, drop them below, and I would love to make a little video that serves you. So see you next time. Subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. See you next time. I've got that feeling rushing through my body. I know that it is here to stay. It's like you're my personal Illuminati. I know that